Hey, podcast family. This is section 2 or week 2, talking about taking your business to level 10. Last week, we talked about extracting as much value as you can from your business. Today, we're going to talk about the sales that you could make but don't. Cash that belongs in your pocket, but instead is burning a hole in your customer's wallet. Now, as I go through this, I want you to ask yourself the questions that I'm going to go through. It is so important for you to honestly analyze your business. And if that means that you pause the podcast and take some notes, feel free to do that. The goal of this presentation or this podcast, it's presentation, I'm literally sitting down in my office talking to my phone right now. But the goal of this is to inspire you, motivate you, and get you to really think hard about what you are doing in your business and most importantly, what you can improve in your business. So let's start. We'll talk about sales. Sales is something, taking someone from being introduced to you to actually exchanging money is one of the most fun parts of business in my mind. I love the dance that happens when people meet you. I love the excitement when they have this, it clicks that you are the person that can solve their problem. I love the negotiation as you work out how you're going to serve them and what they're going to pay for it. And then I love being able to put pen on paper and actually making the sale. It's fun. I love that process. Let's dive into it and let's analyze what is working and what isn't working in your sales process. The first thing to ask is, who makes the sales in your business? For a long time, I've been in business for 20 years. For a long time, it was just me. And while there's power in being able to be the person that makes the sales, there's also limits. The limitations really happen when, you have, something like for me, let's say I for whatever reason, I couldn't come into the office that day, right? Maybe I'm sick, maybe my kid's sick, who knows? That means that no sales are happening. That's not good, right? You can see right away, there is a really bad, that is not going to work out well for your business if the only person that can make sales is out sick. So now, if you're the only person, that means you need to immediately start thinking about who else can make sales for you. That could be an online website that could be making sales for you. It could be an outsourced sales team making sales for you. Who else should be making the sales for your business? If are you the best person to do it? I got to tell you, I was really proud of my sales record, the number of people that I closed. I thought I was pretty good. I went through a lot of sales training. I still think I'm a pretty good salesperson, but when I started adding to my sales team and finding people at a much higher level than where I was in my sales process, my business really took off. I have 3 people on my team that are absolutely amazing. They're crushing it. They're doing a fantastic job. What used to be a good month for the branding group revenue-wise is now a good week. A lot of that comes down to my sales team. So some of that is, releasing the reins, letting other people come in and do sales. That could mean, if you look at it honestly, you could say to yourself, you solopreneur, maybe you're an insurance agent, you go, I'm really good at being able to, do effective marketing, but I'm not good at closing the sale. What can I do differently there? Maybe you need to bring somebody on that can be that first wave, that person who builds the relationship, earns the trust, and then it just walks the person into your office to make the sale. For you as a real estate agent, maybe you're not the person that is the best at actually closing the sale and getting the listing. Maybe you bring somebody in who all they do is come with you and do the presentation with you to earn the trust so that you get more listings. We have to really honestly assess what we're good at and what we're not good at. And if sales or a part of the sales process is not what you're good at, find someone that can step in and take over for you. Now, I want you to think, who would be the perfect salesperson for my business? Visualize that person. How do they talk to people? How do they follow up with leads? What does their sales presentation look like? Are they a dynamic personality? Are they logical? What is that person? If you're not envisioning yourself, you need to find the person that you're thinking about so you can go get them. And sometimes that means that you may have to raise prices or create more profit in your business and in your products so that you have room to pay a salesperson. Now, is the sale choreographed from the beginning of the conversation to the conclusion of the transaction? In other words, do you have your business set up so that by the time you shake hands and say hello, you have a plan, you have a outline of how you want this relationship to build? If you do not have a choreograph or have a script or have an ascension ladder for that relationship to start from a conversation to a transaction, that means you are winging it every single time. And you need to have different, not safeguards, but different triggers that happen that go where you can identify this person is ready to take the next step and you go for it. You also need to identify when they are expressing, when they're starting to step off the gas and back away so you can push. Now, if you have never choreographed a sale before, you have no idea what I'm talking about, you really need to reach out to me. Say, Alex, I need help choreographing my sales, and I can help you. I have some resources for you. Now, I want you to write down 3 things that you can do to improve the speed of the process from lead to sale. The speed of the process from lead to sale. I'll share some of the things that I did to increase the speed that goes from introduction to transaction. The first thing I did was I made it so that people, without having for me to email back and forth, they could just pick a time slot on my calendar. I use Calendly, it's a free tool. They could pick a time slot on the calendar, grab it, and a time slot that works for them, works for me, boom. So now they go from being introduced to me and they go, Alex, I want to talk to you more. Now, the first improvement that I made was using Calendly so they could just pick a time slot that works for both of us. Calendly reminds them, the whole thing. It's a great tool. So boom, that was free. It was awesome. So that's the first thing that I did to improve the process. The second thing that I did is instead of writing quotes for every project, I productized my business. In other words, I created products. It's like, you want this? This is a giveaway funnel. Here's what's included. Now I'm not doing quotes back and forth. I have a product. When I have a product, that means I have a set price. When I have a set price and I have a set amount of products and services that are inside of that one bundle, now all that needs to happen is for me to set up an order page. And now that order page accepts payment and boom, I'm done. So that's what I did. That's what I did to improve it. Now, many people, especially with this coronavirus lockdown happening, as I'm recording this, we're just coming out of quarantine. We're still in stage 2 up here in Redding, California, but it's starting to open up a little bit. But I'm seeing a lot of insurance agents go to DocuSign and Zoom meetings. Well, that actually increases the speed because now you're not having to schedule face-to-face appointments. You're able to schedule Zoom appointments, and you can do more Zoom appointments throughout the day than you can face-to-face because face-to-face requires driving, Zoom does not. The third thing that we did to improve the process from lead to sale is we made it so that people could watch a presentation about what we do before we hop on the call with them. I made a very short 6-7 minute video and then explain the entire process because most people want to talk to me about the giveaway funnel. That's where I'm focusing my marketing. And it allowed them to either cancel the call or it allowed them to get really excited. And now I was able to overcome a lot of the educational questions before we ever hopped on the phone. Speaking of which, ask yourself this question. What can you do to better prepare the prospect to buy before the presentation? Is there educational material? Is there a testimonial that'll help them to be prepared to buy? Another question, do you have a thorough ascension ladder for a client so they have a clear path to come back to you and buy again? Or is the door to your business one where client walks in, walks out, and they're gone? If so, it's hard to grow that business. You constantly have to bring in new clients. See how difficult that can be? That's very hard. That is not a business prime for growth. It's a business where you constantly have to go out and kill your next meal. That is a difficult sales process to continue and keep up. What affiliate marketing opportunities are available that you can take advantage of to increase the lifetime value of your customer? If you haven't thought about this before, I want you to try to picture, what is the lifetime value of a customer? Now for me before, a lifetime value of a customer when I was building custom social networks, I only had 4 customers and the average was about $25,000 a customer. Well, now I have a lot of different ways that people can interact with me. Buying books, informational products, trainings, etc., all the way up to done for you and soon masterminds and private coaching. So for me, my customer value, if I'm able to go from a $40 customer value, I'm just picking a round number, to 50, only added $10 in this hypothetical scenario, I increased the profit 20%. That's huge. So for me, adding things like other affiliate products or being able to swap referrals with people and getting a percentage of whatever the transaction is, it increases the profit of my business, because an affiliate marketing or a referral relationship is not something I have to fulfill. I just get paid for when the transaction completes. And so for people who are selling one specific product or service and they meet someone and that one product or service, it isn't the right time or it's not the right thing for them, but they have a good relationship with you, think about what you can offer them or who you can introduce them to, where you have an opportunity to make money on the deal, even though you're not going to be fulfilling anything yourself. That could be affiliate marketing, that could be a referral. There's a lot of different ways that you can go with that. But the way to think about it is, who can I introduce this person to that will benefit them and it'll benefit me on the back end? Last thing, I want to remind you of how you grow your business. You grow your business only 3 ways. As far as revenue goes, you either grow it by selling to more customers, you grow it by selling more often to your existing customers, and increasing the price per sale. So it's the number of customers, the number of sales per customer, and the number of revenue per sale. Those are the only 3 ways. So when you focus on each one, you think about each one, how can I increase more customers? How can I increase the revenue per sale? How can I make it so that my customers buy more often from me? When you start to really analyze each one of those steps, you can find growth, you can find profit. And if you're already bringing people in, if you focus on the last 2 of those, selling more often, making each sale higher revenue, you're dramatically increasing the profit of your business, because your marketing is already bringing in a certain number of clients per month or per year. And now by increasing the profit and increasing the times that those customers come back to you, you're increasing your profit of your business pretty dramatically. So go through those questions, write them down, write down the answers, think about it, answer them honestly, and I'd love to hear your responses. Feel free to email me, alex@brandinggroup.com.